What does this wakizashi, this piece of brass, and this weird block of wood have in common? Find it all out on today's video. So welcome back to the new video of the Wakizashi build. Today we gonna do the guard. The guard is basically the piece that separates blade from the handle. We're gonna forge it out of this 25mm or 1 inch round bar of forging brass. Forging brass is a kinda neat material, but it's also kinda hard to work with because if you overheat it, it just crumbles away. So this is my last piece of that material, so I really hope I don't mess it up.
So welcome back to the Wakizashi series. We are starting to forge this bronze down. The bronze is a pretty nice material, it's pretty soft to forge, but there's one thing you really need to watch for temperature. If you overheat it, it just crumbles away. So in this episode we are forging down the bronze and start to take the shape of the guard that we wanna have. It's always hard to decide for me what kind of guard design I wanna do. On this build I kept it a little simpler because the blade with the Senmai and the Damascus core, it's already flashy enough, so I don't want to overdo it with the guard. Here you can see me file out the fitting for the guard and it starts to fit. This is a process that you don't want to hurry, because if you do too much too fast you will end up with gaps.
So I just ground these parts flat so I can polish them up nicely later. I leave the back of the tsuba, as it is called in Japanese. I hope I don't butcher the name. And then I did a little test fit up how close it gets, and it's already nearly nicely fitting, but then I saw something that I didn't like at all because it's a little tapered to the wrong side, so it's going forward and it should be not like this. Should be like this. So I'd go down to the grinder and take a file guide and correct the angle to the right side so it's not, yeah.
So after correcting my mistakes you can see me here smash on with my guard tube. The guard tube is just a pressed flat tube to make a smaller surface area to press it on the last few millimeters. And I keep repeating, pressing on, filing away the excess, pressing on again until it's a perfect fit.
So I now ground everything into the shape that we wanted. And then I'm gonna scribe all the lines and I'm gonna punch all the little details and the little engraving inside there.
I made these tools for the patterning a few years ago, actually, when I was still in school, and we did some copper sheet forming with those, and now I take them to give pattern to guards and stuff. After I was finished with the patterning, this took me like 2 hours. I repolished the surface with a 600 grit, grind flat the back side of the tsuba and polish it up from 180 to 600.
The guard is kind of finished, it's nearly finished. It fits perfect, like really perfect, no gaps, and it looks great. It's a good size, I really like it. I'm gonna take everything that I've just did a pattern on. I'm going to do darkening solution on it, so I make it a little darker, so the spots are dark and everything else is polished. Like kinda polished, like a satin finish.
The darkening solution is a cold gun bluing. It gives the brass a really nice black finish.
The guard is finished now, finally. It took me pretty much the whole day. It's 8:30 in the evening and I started at 9 in the morning with this. But I like how it looks, I like the dark spots, I like all the facets I did around the corners, and it fits so nicely. There's no wobble, there's no anything, there's no gaps. I'm really happy with how it came out, really happy with the result. So now it's time for some nice wood on the handle. And it's always hard to choose handle material for a knife, especially for a blade like this. Especially because we have a few pieces of different handle materials that we can use. I'm gonna use this really pretty Turkish walnut. It's a good size, perfect for our wakizashi. So I've just decided that I'm going to do a three-piece construction on the handle. There's gonna be 2 pieces of the Turkish walnut, and I have this leftover piece of the forging brass, and it's big enough to do a small little inlay on the handle. Now I'm gonna prepare the handle materials and look myself for the center of the block. I know it's a pretty big block for a handle like this, but I'd rather have some extra material to grind away than have 2 less material and need to, yeah, glue something on it. There's one little problem. It fits like nearly up to where it should be, but the drill has wandered off a little bit, so it's a little bit higher up. I think I can work with this, the other one's still on the right position, and the handle gets a little bit of curvature anyway, so I should figure that out. So I'm gonna do a small little burn in just to make it a perfect fit. Way number 1 would be take a file this all out, but I've already drilled on pretty much the same thickness as the tang is. I drilled the hole a little smaller in height than it should be, so now I'm gonna do it warm. I know everybody of you guys is waiting for this moment right now. While we're waiting, we're gonna enjoy a small little Red Bull. Cheers. I've fitted up the front piece so there is now gap free, and now it's time to fit up the brass piece. Gonna drill some holes, gonna get some files, and then we're gonna do the fitting of the back piece. Knife maker tip of the day. If you want something dead flat, like flat, like not even this guy is flat enough, take your sandpaper, get yourself a straight dead flat surface, like a machine table, like this one. Push it across the sandpaper so you have a nice even surface. This is now full flat, fits like a glove. So now that all parts are flat and even, I'm gonna shape the handle a little bit, just the outsides, so that later it's not that much material to move.
And I forgot to activate the second camera for you to see the glue up. I'm very sorry.
So as you can see, the glue up of the wooden part of the handle went perfect. So now it's time to shape the handle, polish it all up, make it beautiful, put an edge on this beautiful baby and call it finished. Stay tuned in the next 2 weeks for the finished Wakizashi to know how to win this. Yes, actually, I'm giving this away. The whole purpose of this build was to make a beautiful piece just for you guys, a celebration for my 10,000 subscribers that I got on Instagram. I mean, right now it's already at 10,300, but Wakizashi takes time. I'm working a few months now on this. So thank you everybody so much. Oh, it's a tight fit. For watching. I'm really happy with this guard. This will be a beautiful handle. I see you on the next episode. Please leave a like, follow and share this to your friends so they also can have a chance to win this piece. Bye.